Good morning, world. This is Cedric of Cedric and Brian, and as you can see, once again, my main man, Brian, is not with me. But if you stay tuned until the end of this video, I will give you a hint where you can see him because he did resurface on a YouTube video earlier today, which made me very happy, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I miss him.
Wait, you remember my name.
Don't tell him I said that, though. Today we're going to talk about transgender women in sports. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric, and this is Cedric and Brian. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As I said in the opener, Brian has been so busy. I know I said that in our last video. But he's starting to resurface. He's starting to nest a little bit in his Tennessee home, starting to get some things together. He found his laptop, and he actually put out a video today, but I'll tell you more about that at the end of this video. Last Sunday, I believe it was April 7th, I believe, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship was played. And so some of you thinking, who cares? Don't turn it off. I want to make a point. The Iowa Hawkeyes were defeated by the South Carolina Gamecocks. Hold your laughter. In that game, Don Staley, the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, was interviewed, and he asked her a very pointed question.
Do you think transgender women should be able to participate?
That's your question you want
basketball?
me to ask. I mean, you want to ask, so I'll give you that. Yes. Yes.
Now, you're probably saying, who in the heck is Don Staley? If you don't follow women's basketball, and I know a lot of you don't know what her accolades are. So I'm going to read a few of them off to you here. 6-time WNBA All-Star.
God, this place officially sucks worse than the WNBA.
WNBA 10th anniversary team.
And at the top of the second half, it's 16-9. Easton leads the scoring with 4.
And that's why she commands $7,000 a year.
WNBA 15th anniversary team.
These gals sure do make it look difficult.
2-time ABL All-Star, 2-time Honda Sports Award, 2-time Naismith College Player of the Year. Out of all the women in college basketball in 91-92, she was named College Player of the Year. And 2-time ACC Player of the Year in college. And if you saw that clip, one thing that I want to draw attention to is how she hesitated. Now, if I were to ask either one of you out there, hey, what's your name? You wouldn't hesitate. You know your name. If I asked you what 2 + 2 is, there shouldn't be any hesitancy on your part. You know what 2 + 2 is. If I ask you who's better between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, come on now. Is that really a question? Number 23, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. But when Dawn Staley was asked that question, she hesitated because she wanted to make sure she said the right thing to appease the far left. Not to stand up for women, not to stand up for all the little girls who are out there on basketball courts now and on soccer fields right now trying to obtain that college scholarship, because even though it's that funnel gets very low for men, going from middle school to high school to college to the pros, that funnel is even narrower for women because after high school, most of them are trying to play for a college scholarship so they can further their education to help pay for that. After college, the WNBA, if it's around in a few more years, I'll be surprised.
But is having this minor skill worth being so unattractive? That's for the fan to decide. Yay!
I was talking to a good friend of mine about that several months ago. We went to the Raiders-Broncos game in Las Vegas, the last game of the NFL season. And we were talking about this. And she said, well, the WNBA, they're doing really good right now. They're standing on their own. I said, no, they're not. They're being subsidized by the NBA. And if the NBA wasn't throwing them money every year to stay afloat, they would have been defunct a long time ago. So the fact that Dawn Staley hesitated and said, what did she say exactly here? I wrote this down.
If you're a woman, you should play. If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa.
Well, wait a minute, Dawn, you can't have both. You can't be either you're a woman or you consider yourself a woman. Those are two different buckets entirely. And for those of you who are watching this video, I'm sure you guys are in this bucket over here that says, if you are a woman, if you consider yourself a woman, you need help. You need mental help. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm saying that as a matter of fact that you have some mental issues going on because you are not a woman. If you guys follow Brian and I from 2020 on to now, we know about Leah Thomas, the swimmer from Penn, and the great, what's her name, Riley Gaines, the swimmer from Kentucky. And if you listen to Riley Gaines' story, she was an incredible, awesome, top-notch swimmer at the University of Kentucky. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in her words, along came this swimmer by the name of Leah Thomas. No one had ever heard of Leah Thomas. Well, why was that? Because up until then, Leah Thomas was a man. And I forget, I'm going to forget the male name, but she changed her name. I said she. I'm playing along. He changed his name to Leah Thomas. Broke all the records, shattered everybody, blew everyone out of the pool, literally. And Riley Gaines has been on a campaign since that time, preaching the gospel that transgender women should not be allowed to play in biological women's sports. You guys have all seen the video with Serena Williams when she's on the David Letterman show. And she said that she talked to Andy Murray, who at that time was not a top-notch men's player. I don't think he was middle of the pack. Check me on that. But in Serena Williams' own words, she said there is no way in the world she could hold her own against Andy Murray or any other male tennis player, because she said they serve too hard, they move too fast, they hit the ball with so much velocity that she wouldn't stand a chance. So why do we subject our young girls, our young women, to playing against males in collegiate sports? It's not fair. That's why we have male sports, and that's why we have female sports. And she knows it's coming. If you listen to her words, she says, I am ready for the outrage that's going to come my way, and justifiably so. And I've always thought this is weird, and this kind of struck on me as I was preparing this talk here. Why is it that ex-female athletes who are either at the tail end of their career or they're completely retired, like a Dawn Staley, like a Megan Rapinoe in soccer, why now all of a sudden do they come out and say, yeah, you know what? I'd have no problem whatsoever playing against a man. They're lying.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
They know they're lying. You know they're lying. But they have to appeal to the radical left. So it looks like they are down with the cause.
Say LeBron James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay, can he stay in the NBA? Or, because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game? What does it actually mean to be equal? You know what I mean?
Dave Chappelle, the master of taking something as silly and stupid and asinine as biological men playing in women's sports and making it make sense. Anyway, what do you guys think? I know I'm preaching to the choir here. Every now and then we get a far lefty who thinks that we're off our rocker and they want to do battle with us in the comment section. I welcome your comments. What do you think about transgender women playing in biological women's sports? Before I go, if you guys want to catch up with what Brian's been doing lately, he has another channel out called Tennessee Time about his migration from California to the beautiful state of Tennessee and the things that are going on there. So if you want to check that out, go down in the description box below here, and I'm sure Brian will have a link to Tennessee Time. But for those of you who are waiting for Cedric and Brian to come back on the scene, we're getting close. We got the election coming up. We're going to have a lot of junk to talk about because the stuttering, forgetful, falling up the stairs commander-in-chief is going to provide a lot of material for us. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel with everyone you know, from California to Tennessee and everywhere across the world. Until next time, I'm Cedric, and we'll see you later.
Bye.